As the world sleeps beneath a quiet blanket of dawn, a new force rises. Unapologetic, undeniable, a silhouette carved from ambition and pure desire. The 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift steps forward like a creature born from shadow and fire, its presence bending the morning light around its sculpted body. It is more than a machine, it is a declaration of performance, of power, of an identity crafted for those who dare to stand apart. In this moment, as the world begins to breathe, the XM awakens and everything else becomes still.
The first time the viewer's eyes meet the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift, they meet something more commanding than an SUV. They meet an icon sculpted with intensity, its body sharp, its surfaces taut, its proportions unapologetically bold. The facelift refines BMW's most daring creation with a presence that feels almost mythic. The front fascia stands wide and assertive, framed by laser-sharp adaptive headlamps that carve through light like blades of white fire. The signature kidney grille glows with a deep, confident radiance, its illuminated contour tracing the unmistakable identity of M performance engineering. The hood stretches long and muscular, its character lines flowing like tension captured in metal. Red accents, subtle yet unmistakably assertive, glide across the body, hinting at the Red Label's exclusive power. Every angle exudes dominance. Every shadow adds depth. Every detail whispers that this is no ordinary BMW. This is BMW's statement to the world.
The side profile of the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift is a moving sculpture, a symphony of tension and motion frozen in perfect harmony. The designers sharpened the creases, refined the proportions, and allowed the bodywork to breathe with more athletic purpose. The massive wheel arches cradle 22 or 23-inch M Performance alloys, each spoke carved with aggression and contrast, amplifying the XM's stance like a heavyweight fighter ready to strike. A single dynamic line extends from the front fender to the rear, catching light as though the car itself channels energy. The roofline sweeps with controlled precision, ending in a bold rear spoiler that balances style and aerodynamics. This facelift brings cleaner lines, tighter surfaces, and a visual mastery that blends luxury with raw dominance. This is a machine that looks powerful, even when completely still.
At the front, the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift has evolved into something even more defined. The updated lower bumper channels airflow with greater efficiency, its angular geometry giving the SUV a stance that feels planted and alert. The grille, now more refined in contour, glows like the beating heart of a creature ready to run. The DRL signatures shimmer with a quiet menace, shaped like shards of light suspended in motion. Red Label badging sits with restrained confidence, not shouting, only reminding. The glossy black inserts, the aggressive air intakes, the sharpened sculpting across the fascia, all of it creates a look that demands respect. This is not designed for admiration alone. It is designed for intimidation.
The rear of the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift is where BMW's boldness becomes unmistakable. Dual stacked exhausts, polished and angular, frame the lower section with a motorsport-inspired ferocity. The taillights, redesigned for even sharper definition, cut through the darkness with a deep red glow that feels almost alive. The sculpted tailgate carries the weight of BMW's identity with unmistakable presence. Bold XM lettering, subtle Red Label accents, and an athletic stance that widens as the body descends. Every element reinforces the XM's dominance on the road. This is the rear you remember long after it passes you.
There are SUVs, and then there is the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift, a machine whose presence alters the atmosphere around it. Whether rolling through a quiet neighborhood or roaring across an open highway, the XM refuses to blend in. Its design commands the eye, its silhouette dominates the environment, and its identity expresses a confidence so refined that it becomes art. This is more than a facelift. This is evolution sharpened into form.
The moment the doors open, the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift welcomes you into a world sculpted with intention. Plush merino leather wraps the cabin with textures that feel crafted rather than manufactured. The facelift refines the XM's luxury with new tone combinations, deep black paired with coffee-rich brown, or light Silverstone contrasted with soft shadows. The ambient lighting glows with a quiet elegance, shifting gently across the sculpted dashboard like breath. Everything feels thick, substantial, and crafted for those who appreciate the art of touch. When you settle into the driver's seat, the world outside feels distant, not just physically, but emotionally. This is a sanctuary built for confidence. The cockpit of the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift is a symphony of intelligence. Twin curved displays sweep across the dashboard, merging BMW's latest iDrive interface with a layout focused on the driver's natural motion. The animations glide fluidly, the graphics glow with precision, and every menu feels intuitive. Gesture control responds to the slightest movement. Voice commands activate with the clarity of conversation. The head-up display projects information with crisp luminescence onto the glass, allowing the driver to remain immersed in the road ahead. In here, technology is not a distraction. It is an extension of you. In the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift, the interior doesn't simply look luxurious, it feels purpose-built. The steering wheel, thick and sculpted, rests naturally in your hands. The M-branded buttons wait like triggers, ready to unleash custom drive modes. Carbon fiber inlays shimmer under ambient light, creating patterns that shift with movement. The craftsmanship feels intentional, honest, and performance-driven. Every control is placed where your instincts expect it to be, allowing the driver to command power without hesitation. Rear passengers in the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift experience a level of comfort rarely found in performance SUVs. The seats cradle the body with soft firmness, offering long-distance support without sacrificing luxury. The ambient lighting sweeps through the rear doors, creating a lounge-like ambiance that transforms nighttime journeys into cinematic experiences. Sound insulation cocoons the cabin in calm silence. The premium audio system envelops passengers with layers of resonance, turning music into emotion. This is a performance SUV that refuses to compromise on comfort. The facelift enhances not only comfort, but personality. The 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift feels alive with energy. Dynamic ambient patterns, rich materials, and a cockpit that feels like a world crafted around emotion. You don't simply sit in this cabin, you become part of it.
At its core, the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift beats with a hybrid monster, a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 fused to a high-torque electric motor. Together, they unleash an astonishing 738 horsepower, a level of power that pushes this SUV into supercar territory. The moment the engine ignites, it emits a deep, resonant growl, thick, powerful, unmistakably M. The electric system fills the gaps with instant torque, allowing the XM to launch with breathtaking force. This is not simply acceleration, it is a surge of controlled violence. The steering feels alive beneath your hands, precise, heavy, honest. The 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift grips the road with an authority that defies its size. Adaptive suspension scans the terrain and adjusts instantly, keeping the SUV composed even during aggressive cornering. The XM doesn't just accelerate, it flows,
carving through roads with a confidence that feels almost unnatural for something this large.
The XM can be savage, but it can also be silent. In EV mode, the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift glides without a whisper, moving like a giant ghost through city streets. The ride becomes serene, the cabin almost unreal in its quiet. But with the single press of the M button, the beast awakens. The V8 roars, the exhaust shakes the air, the electric-assisted turbocharging slams the SUV forward with brute force. Few SUVs can feel this civilized 1 minute and this wild the next.
At high speeds, the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift becomes a creature of stability. The chassis stiffens, the aerodynamics press down, and the hybrid powertrain delivers an endless surge of energy. Corner after corner, the XM holds its line with confidence. This is where engineering meets emotion, where the SUV stops feeling like a machine and begins feeling like a partner.
And as the journey comes to rest, the 2026 BMW XM Red Label facelift remains fierce, elegant, unforgettable. It is more than a luxury performance SUV. It is a symbol of ambition, a reminder that power need not be loud to be undeniable, and that evolution is not always about change, but refinement. In a world filled with noise, the XM speaks with clarity. In a world filled with movement, it stands with purpose. And in a world searching for identity, it becomes its own. This is not the end of the drive. This is the beginning of a legacy.